is a lot of damage. It's like 15 damage. Woohoo! Down to 7. We already know that top card. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's underneath it. Temple, we can go. Borrower's nice. It's that inner speed interaction we need. The reach is all tapped, so let's take our hit. They take the draw, but that's a pretty good way to clear the field. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We're playing Azorius Control today by the one and only Andrea Mengucci. This guy's a beast. Go check him out. He streams on Twitch, and he is one of the professional players within Magic the Gathering. So he's always a pleasure to watch, and the content he creates for Channel Fireball is very inspiring as well. So we're going to take a look at his Azorius control list for the standard 2021 event within Magic the Gathering, you know, getting ready for the release of Zendikar Rising on September 17th to Arena, and then later on September 24th or 25th. But I think the pre-releases are maybe getting delayed a little bit, so we'll have to see how that all pans out. As always, we break down the deck list in its entirety, breaking down, you know, each individual card, their strengths, their weaknesses. Then we'll talk about the strategies and synergies involved. How do all of those individual cards come together to form a really nice, working, coherent archetype? Then we'll watch some gameplay footage where, you know, not only do we point out all my misplays, but we're going to try our best to break down all of the individual playlines and interactions that you're going to find between this Azorius control deck and the rest of the standard 2021 meta. And then obviously we do have some wrap-up thoughts where I talk about channel plans, you know, general things, my life, final thoughts on the deck, etc, etc, etc. So you can skip to any part that you want within the chapters below, and if you find any value within the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It looks so much better blue. And you know, if you really enjoyed this content, share the channel out to your friend because they might enjoy it as well. Last month we gave away 120,000 gems. We have 350k still to give away, so don't miss out on that. The Azorius control list for standard 2021 by Andrea Mengucci, who reached Mythic ranked number 162 with it. I forgot to mention this part. Now that is very important, that this is a top 200 Mythic deck. Starts out with 4 copies of Glass Casket. This is an artifact for 2. When Glass Casket enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less until Glass Casket leaves the battlefield. 4 copies of Revitalize, also for 2 at instant speed, gaining you 3 life and drawing a card. 4 copies of the Birth of Meletis and Enchantment Saga. And when it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic Plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. On the following upkeep, you get to create a 0/4 colorless wall artifact creature token with Defender. And then on the final upkeep, you gain 3 life and sacrifice the Birth of Meletis. We have some pretty groovy 3-drops here. 4 copies of Neutralize, instant speed, counter target spell, cycling for 2. So, you know, we used to see you know, counter spell, surveil 1. That's great, but what if you don't need your counter spells? Now you can find the appropriate spell with Neutralize. So it's a 3-mana counter, right? That's awesome. But if it doesn't need to be a counter spell, it can be something else from the top of your library with cycling. That is a strength that you know, many people underestimate, I feel like. Anyways, let's not get hung up on it. Not 4 copies. That's interesting. Only 2 copies of Brazen Borrower. This is a 3/1 with flash and flying. Can only block creatures with flying. Has petty theft for 2. Return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. You know, this is a unique pick in my opinion, only having 2 copies of this. This is such a powerful card that you could warrant having, you know, 4, 10. But I guess it's probably better to balance it with removal, and that's why Andrea Mengucci gets paid the big bucks to play the game. And talking about balancing it with removal, Banishing Light for 3, an enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. So that's awesome. We also have Teferi, Master of Time. This comes in with 3 loyalty. It's a legendary planeswalker, obviously. It has a static ability stating that you may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi on any player's turn, anytime you could cast an instant, so basically anytime you could do anything you normally would with an instant anyways. +1, draw a card, then discard a card. That's nice to cycle through your library. We talked about the power of Neutralize, you know, the cycling ability where we discard and draw. It's the similar effect, just kind of in reverse, where first we draw and then we discard. And then, you know, -3, this is great because you can play it, use the +1, and then on your opponent's turn immediately -3 down to 2 loyalty, and then you can plus again on your own turn again, right? -3 is target creature you don't control phases out, treat it and anything attached to it as though it doesn't exist until the controller's next turn. You do have to be careful that when you -3 on something and then it's your turn and you wipe, that thing is still going to be phased out until their turn, so just be aware of that. And then of course -10, you take 2 extra turns after this one, so that's pretty powerful. And as far as I can tell, just a single copy of Teferi, Master of Time, in the list. Decklist is going to be in the description below if you want to jump down there and grab it. 4 copies of Shatter the Sky. Now this gets me all choked up. Sorcery speed. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card, then destroy all creatures. Yes, there's better wipes than this that exist, but not in standard 2021. And you know, giving them the draw isn't beneficial, but you could get the draw yourself potentially as well. We have Archon of Sun's Grace. 2 copies of this. This is a 3/4 with flying and lifelink. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. So there's a lot of enchantments. You know, Glass Casket is an artifact, but the Birth of Meletis, Banishing Light, Elspeth Conquers Death, these are all enchantments that will trigger the Pegasus, creating 2 flyers with life gain, which is pretty cool. And, you know, we talked about Elspeth Conquers Death. This is one of the most powerful enchantments, in my opinion. It's 5-drop. When it enters the battlefield, exile target permanent and opponent controlled with converted mana cost 3 or greater. You know, and it remains exiled. It doesn't come back into play when ECD gets dealt with. So that's one of its major strengths here. And then on the following upkeep, non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn. Sometimes this isn't too relevant, but it can also make the difference in clutch scenarios. And then on the third and final upkeep, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it, or a loyalty counter on it, depending, you know, obviously if it was a creature or a planeswalker. And we also have Shark Typhoon for 6 × 4. This is an underestimated card when played correctly. It gets a bad rap because it's easily dealt with, but don't underestimate, again, the power of cycling. You know, it sucks to get rid of, but if your opponent can deal with the enchantment, that's probably not good because it's so expensive. If they can't, sure, go ahead with it. If you can protect it, sure, go ahead with it. But if not, cycle it. Make this shark. So Shark Typhoon is a 6-drop enchantment, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost, cycling for 2 + X, and when you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. So, you know, if we cycle it for 6, say, we get a 4/4 shark with flying, plus we get to draw a card. So you can see those are your options, right? You get kind of a shark now, or you can get lots of sharks later. But you do also get to draw when you cycle it. If you play it and hope to get a shark and it gets removed, you don't get a draw, and you lose your card, and you don't get any sharks. So keep in mind the value of the cycle here when you're playing your games. And that's why we have the gameplay footage to break that down for you guys. And again, so whenever you play a non-creature spell, which is all of our enchantments, so the enchantments can trigger your Archon of Sun's Grace and your Shark Typhoon. Really cool stuff. We're going to get into that in the strategies and synergies, though, in a second. We have 2 Castle Ardenvales, 5 plains, 2 Castle Vantresses, 7 islands, 4 Temple of Enlightenments, and 4 Tranquil Coves. The land's a little weird, obviously, because we are in the standard 2021. Gaining life is fine for the tapped land. It just really helps out with the dual cost blue with Neutralize, Teferi, and then the dual cost white with ECD, Archon, Shatter, you know, just making it that much friendlier, right? The dual blue with Brazen Borrower as well. So the mana's kind of really split hard between white and blue, but it's doable thanks to the dual lands here that we see. That's the deck list. Let's talk about strategies and synergies. Card advantage. That is the name of the game. Have you heard about 2-for-1s, right? There's a 2-for-1 sale, and it comes in the form of Azorius control. Better yet, 3-for-1, 4-for-1. Ideally, Shatter the Sky, aggro deck. They fold their whole hand onto the field. You wipe it. Now they're top decking, and you have your whole arsenal at your disposal still. That's your primary goal. Secondary, go wide and smash. Get your Archon of Sun's Grace in play. Start playing those enchantments. Birth of Meletis, Banishing Light, Elspeth Conquers Death. Make those Pegasi. They deal with Archon of Sun's Grace. That is target for your ECD. You know, the only thing I would really pull other than your Archon of Sun's Grace is the Teferi, Master of Time. The deck really revolves around Archon of Sun's Grace, so get that going. If you lose the Archon of Sun's Grace and you can't get it, your only other engine is the Shark Typhoon. You're going to want to be aware of that, because in a deck that lacks kill commands or finishers, whatever, you really make sure to keep track of them and not lose all of them, right? So the only way for us to kill our opponent is the Archon. You know, it's a great flyer. It makes the 2/2s, which are great flyers as well. That's awesome. We also have the Sharks as the flyers, or we can have the Shark engine that makes all the Sharks. That's fine. But that's it. Brazen Borrower, sure, another flyer. But it's very lacking. There's not much other than that. So you really need to prioritize keeping those things around as long as you can, and then doing everything else before. And then just surviving, pushing the game as long as you can. Revitalize is great just for that. You know, it helps progress the turns, and you know, you draw a card, gain 3 life. Your opponent only did 2 damage that turn, then you know that's a general net positive for you. Brazen Borrower, you know, Petty Theft is amazing. 3/1 flyer is good, but where this card really shines is the Petty Theft. So it can bounce some of your opponent's permanents, which is nice. So like an Annex when they equip the Ember Cleave, stuff like this, a Gem Razor that they're going to mutate onto to destroy an enchantment, bounce it so it comes out as a creature. They don't get to destroy the enchantment. Stuff like this. There's not that much strategy to it. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Only play your Shark Typhoon, and we touched on this already, if your opponent doesn't have enchantment removal. If they do, just cycle it for the Shark and try to hit in that way. Gem Razor is a double threat. Not only does it destroy the enchantments, but it also has reach, which is a bummer. So that's the Shark's biggest threat, is the Gem Razor. So just try to avoid that, and you know, you could potentially hold up a Neutralize eventually to protect it, but it does cost 6, so good luck getting to 9. Right? But again, with the 4 shatters, with all of the exile, shouldn't have a problem getting there. Maybe not to 9, but to 6 for sure. 7 to 8. So yeah, that's the deck list. This was the general deck tech. There's no sideboard today. We're playing standard 2021, which isn't traditional. There's only best of 1. And let's get into today's gameplay footage. But before we do, I'm live on YouTube every morning at 6 a.m. At 7 a.m. we switch to Twitch. And then at 6 p.m. we're back on YouTube, all times Mountain Standard. The links for everything is in the description below if you don't want to do the time conversions. You can follow and you'll be notified. We also are using MTGA Assistant today. You know, the greatest Magic the Gathering Arena add-on. You get metagame analysis, deck videos, deck write-ups, literally everything you could ever want in an app for Magic the Gathering Arena. So take your play to the next level, and that's going to be in the description below. That's the Overwolf link. And then, of course, is the hashtag HelloGoodGame if you want to go to the rest of my content. So thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate your time and attention. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel out to a friend, and don't miss out on our gem giveaway. Just join the Discord, and you'll be able to find it there. So we're going to get into today's gameplay footage, and don't forget to watch to the end so you don't miss out on our closing thoughts. Not a lot of land. We'll keep it. All right. So it is slow. We're going to have our first planes. We have both islands. Neutralize can cycle if we can't find a land. Glass Casket. Early interruption. Shatter is going to protect us, but now I have a feeling that Gonzo. This guy's cold. Alright, Neutralize is Gonzo. Makes sense. Probably take ECD. Passing our turn here. We pull our land. A lot of hand hate here. Quite a bit of it. And they're losing 2 cards. Right? They used a card to do that, and they just had to exile Rankle. Huh. I don't know if that's positive conversion. Looking for our 4th land. We get it. Teferi's in play. They're still stuck at 2. Cycling these caskets away. Teferi goes up again. Woof. I think this is going to be a scoop soon. Tossing our island here. For an island, I guess. No harm, no foul. We have our Castle Vantress Scry 2 available. Do lose our Teferi. Toss our land.
Time's up.
Scry every turn's really gonna help us get. Neutralize on top, sure. Birth of Meletis for our planes. Slides is open. Grab Teferi. Counter this Necromentia. Actually a pretty good card against us. Ending our turn. Hopefully they don't come take this ECD away. Wow. They come back for a second. They do take ECD. Dang it! Big help to our deck. I think we're gonna have to kill this guy with sharks. Right? It's gonna be a classic shark attack. Hey, we get a 2/2 as well, right? Coming out from our hand. We can also take our Scry. Neutralize on top again is great. Taking our 2 damage. Let's leave it. Taking our Scry. What's underneath the Borrower? Another Shatter. Oh gosh. We'll bounce the Rider back. We hit for 2. They can kill the token. Not. And then we're still in for 2. Borrower can be flashed out, start hitting pretty nicely. We're sitting on 2 shatters, so should be good. Oh, we're both gonna discard a card. We lose a shatter. They lose whatever that is. Oh no, it's the minus.
Don't you just love the smell of death?
Interesting. Passing our turn. No Vantress, because we need to flash in. Okay, we're both tossing wives. Just silly. Alright, we can kill Liliana with our Borrower if it survives. Nope. We have them down to 11. One, two, three, four, five. We already have the Scry 2, so we're going to keep the land in hand. Right, we don't want to be taking 3 life all the time from Liliana. We need some of these Shark Typhoons. This could be a double discard here. Is very nice.
I have no interest in fighting fair.
Rider in play. Shark Typhoon. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We cast it for 5. Flash block Rankle, then kill Liliana. They have removal in hand, that's where it gets kind of tricky. So that was an instant speed spell that they just blocked a defender with. Range. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blocking them both. Our opponent can minus Liliana to kill it, but that's the same thing. Right, it's a -3, so.
Get out of my way already.
Taking our scry. Good. It's not bad. Let's hold Shatter. They get hand hate, that sucks, but I think we're better off to try to pull out a second creature here. It's not. I think we'll see Locthwain. We get to scry underneath of our casket as well, this means. You know, we've got plenty of life. Our opponent's at 39, we were at 30. They're up at 21 here. Woof. Let's just do this here. We already know what we're running into. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. This will be 9. Just take our Archon. I don't think they have anything that's going to make us shuffle our library. Discard from the top, maybe. Goes the Shatter from the Duress. Bomber. So they could be playing creatures. There must just be land in hand. Down to 15. And another. We're going to play this just in case there is something, you know, not a Duress, but we've seen they had Agonizing Remorse, stuff like this, right? Does Lochthwain beat Vantress? That's the question. Nice. On evens. Both. Back to trying to win with more sharks. Right? We've got all day. This is a control deck. Right? Uh-oh. Camera died. What the heck? How are we gonna fix it? Every day, something new. I believe. There we go. Get something big here. Let's hold off. Let's try to, instead of doing like this 1-for-1 trade, we play something, they can remove it. Try to build up and flood in at once. This pulls us the creature, which Duress can't discard. And now we get to take our Castle Vantress underneath it. Oh, they take it there. Oh, Lord. Have mercy on thy soul. I've just realized we're in the play queue as well. We're not even in ranked queue. We are in the 21 queue, it seems, though, at least. Nice. Are they taking more of the, They should take Shark Typhoon. Right? Oh, good game. We got nothing. Brazen Borrower can do it. Come on, Borrower. That was like a key card to our winning. At least winning quickly. Looking for petty theft. Our last borrower. Castle Ardenvale can win as well. Let's not forget about the Ardenvale. And they're going to continue to deal damage to them, which I appreciate. With 29 life, it's not the worst. It could just defend. That's a 7. I would love to draw if it lets us do that. Let's see how this works out for us. Give us the draw. Give us the draw. Nothing. Nothing. We can do both castles here. Take that damage. Let's take that damage, boys. Down to 6. As long as there's no more riders. Interesting. Nice. Gets rid of our attacker, right? Now Frankel defends, we can't attack. But we'll go wide, that's fine. They have a lot of damage to do to us. May as well. How else are you gonna win? They're just gonna let us go, that's fine. Banishing Light can stay for Rankle. So much for defending. You should have attacked, bro. You should have come after us. Get him. Get him. Down to 5. We got nothing going on in our hand, that's fine. 19 cards left in our library. There's no way they let us go. Rankles for defense. Nice. Another East. An EN. Takes out our token. Nice. Oh, Lord. They are not going to be pleased with that. Our 1/1 still gets to hit. It still gets to hit. We are grinding him down. Murder's Rider we need to avoid. Graveyard Hate's fine. Nothing in our hand. I mean, ECD, but that's already been dealt with, right? Look at this. Exile. Wow. There are 28 cards in Exile. They're gonna do it! They're taking 2! That's game. Woo! Can't believe we got that. 3 land, plus we pull our 4th, looks not bad, and we've got that late game disruption and engine. Elspeth Conquers Death is so great. Let's just throw our dummy land in. Off the start, the scry, you know, doesn't really make that much of a difference. Right, I mean, we're just playing a land in our birth next turn anyway, so it's whatever comes up doesn't matter too much. So we're playing against Cycle. We're going to be bouncing this Fox. And then we need to be wiping it with our Shatter, so... It's annoying, and I hate it. Let's push the Scry till next turn. Ideally, we're casting our ECD after the Shark Typhoon, but we'll see. So we know that the Cycle deck doesn't have any enchantment destruction, so the Shark Typhoon is safe to play. They can cycle up to 5. Ooh. That's a big hit. Oh, that's perfect, actually. We can just hang out. We don't even have to wipe. We might need to grab some life gain, though. We should prioritize that, actually. We take it this turn, then we don't have to block. It just saves us a bit. Let's get another Birth out for that little bit of life gain. 4 in graveyard. We do have our Revitalize for life gain, as well as our Archon of Sun's Grace. This warrants a wipe. We'll hold up Brazen Borrower here. Hopefully they flood the field a little bit more. They're like, well, if I'm going to be cycling, then I should play my Stinger as well or something, right? I mean, we have the Defender. Take 2 damage. That's no big deal. Even if we do bounce with just 1 damage. I've never seen someone actually cast this. Let's push the Rescuer back because they can't recast it now, as they sent 3 on Memory Leak, and you know, okay, I get it. Taking Shark Typhoon or Shatter. That's fine. 1 damage here. I mean, it does put us at risk, but... I think it could be worse for sure. ECD is basically dead in this hand. It only hits Dolores. And we don't have anything to bring back with it either, so we'll probably just cycle the Typhoon. Well, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We play it next turn. I think we should play it, and then, you know, our enchantment, our Banishing Light. Well, no, they'll take it here. We know this. So we have to cycle it for 3. Oof, skis. Taking our Banishing Light, I would assume now. Pull a land, no big deal. Who knows where control goes with Zendikar? No, that's kind of what I've been thinking a little bit about. And yeah, we're gonna be brewing soon. I think we'll probably even do some theory crafting videos. Again, just stacking life. Graveyard's only at 9. Maybe we just try to beat them? Right? Do we take a token? I mean, it just feels weird. We'll leave it. Wizard of Bongs has followed your channel. LOL. Oh, we'll get along great, sir. So that Stinger's in play, and that's kind of what we were thinking of. One damage, another token. That Shatter would be pretty diddly right now. They're tapped. They can attack. We can double block. Stopping as much of this damage as we can. At 15, their graveyard's at 10. Man, I wish that Shark Typhoon was in play. Taking the Stinger. And then we're going to take the Rescuer as well. Down to 11. We're going to try to get their health points as low as we can. To try to pull out that flare, right? They're at 10. They need 2 flares. There's the first one, right? So that's going to help them survive. If there's a second flare, we lose. But yeah, we're going to do our best. 2 damage down to 3. Yeah, I think this is just without any life gain here. But again, if there's a flare, we lose. This Shatter will bring our ECD online to bring the Borrower back at least. But again, just a secondary flare. Gonzo. Yeah, nice, baby. Woof. It could be good. The land's alright. We got some early game disruption, so as long as there's no Gem Razor here, we're gonna be good. These are nice sleeves. So classy. What kind of bird is this? Like a parakeet or something? I don't know. Looks pretty baller though. And the connection issues that we're having are weird because it does seem that like once we are in the client, it seems to be okay. Like very quick. I dropped already their turn, right? They dropped my turn. Seems like very quick. Which is nice. I mean, we did upgrade our internet and at least that part of it seems to be a lot better. Do we bounce this? Let's just casket it, right? A Yorbo. They're really gonna start appreciating this soon. We need another plane, so let's get this birth out. We're keeping them from being able to mutate onto the ooze with their mana this turn, right? So they'll have to replay a creature, and then they want a Gem Razor onto it. And I guess that would cost them 5, so they'd have to play a land and then do it. So just trying to make that as hard as we can for them. I'll let this burn out, actually. Hopefully the candle's not on the microphone. Yeah, see, now that's the... Oof! I guess we should have held on to our Borrower and bounced it on the stack so it came out as a creature. That's on me. That's on me, boys. A little bit of a happy misplay there. That's alright, though. We'll be okay. Oh. Should we hold on to this and just try to push the agenda? We still need to take Gem Razor. It's just like a really good ability against us. So let's snag that. And then the Borrower can hit for 3, right? Because Reach is gone. Let's save the health. As long as there's no henge, right? We'll Shatter here just because it brings our Borrower back. I think, right? Rather than having it fizzle. Or should we hold out? Let's hold out. Right. Good play. We can do the Castle Ardenvale to block Yorvos, 5 damage. So that should be fine. And now they're going really wide, so it's going to be a good opportunity for us to use this Shatter the Sky. Alright, Malkin, wow. Trample. That kind of actually sucks. We might take Castle Ardenvale instead. Or Vantress instead, I mean, sorry. Just because the trample basically means we're doing nothing. Woof. This is a lot of damage. It's like 15 damage. Woohoo! Down to 7. We already know that top card, but let's go ahead and take a look at what's underneath it. Temple? We can go. Borrower's nice, it's that inner speed interaction we need. The Reach is all tapped, so let's take our hit. They take the draw, but that's a pretty good way to clear the field. They need haste, and we do have the Brazen Borrower's Petty Theft, if they do. Yorvos doesn't have haste, but you know, we may just want to bounce it. Fun. Nah. We'll casket it. The Neutralize is really nice here off the top. Castle Vantress is available if there's nothing going on. It's not really a great card to counter, but whatever. We pull another. Stop it. I mean, Questing Beast could hit at any time, and we're already down to 7, so it's frightening. The Ooze is pretty cool. They've got lots of creatures they could, you know, gain life with and put the 1/1s on. We don't have enough. I think we should just go for it. No, we're a control deck. Let's just hold on. Right, we can make Castle Ardenvale. Let's do Vantress instead. Revitalize is pretty weird, but it actually kind of works here. So does the Birth of Meletis, oddly enough. Like, I don't mind the Defender. Yeah. It just feels weird. Let's bounce this too. Just so they're respending their mana. Let's see if we get anything good. We get a land. Ah, cry. So now they're in a pretty good position because we kind of burnt ourselves out. And they're not even going to play that? Really? Wow. Let's play the long con here. The Banishing Light's nice. They have another Gem Raiser though, right? That's why they don't want to play that creature yet. They're trying to pull a Gem Raiser. Woof. Let's keep it. It's better than a land. It's quite a bit better. Three, 6, 9 land. Which leaves us with 4 to play. You know, so we have our Borrower in this turn. This is on our end step. Which we cannot block this, and they're going to give it trample, plus a bunch of 1/1 tokens. That's annoying. Oh, and I hate it. Right, it gets the +1 here, and then whenever it enters the battlefield, they can pay X, which in this case is 4. So it gets 5, goes to 7. Woof. Plus trample. Let's take that scry. We need some removal. Oh, a couple lands out of the way, that helps. And then, you know, we may as well play this. We can't block, but sure looks good on the field. Oh, it's a 2-drop. This is a 3-drop, and we could do both of these, which is actually semi-acceptable, I think. As long as there's no Questing Beast. You know what I mean? That's where we get into trouble. We're down to 3. We can't block is the thing, right? That's the bummer here. ECD resolves, we get a second Borrower. Not that much. Ah, that 1 life. That's what it's all about. Between that 1 life and our Castle... Oh no, Castle Ardenvale can't block Questing Beast. Ah, that's annoying. They have another creature on top of that. It's especially annoying. We're going to be using our Castle Ardenvale here to block it. Trample again? Good game. We came close. Close but no cigar. It's a pretty cool little combo there, I think, actually. Right? Maybe we should have been stacking these instead. We could have blocked more damage. It was a good match, though. I actually really enjoyed that. Woof. Cry. 3 land is pretty groovy. We've got some cycling to do, and our 4th land on tap. Archon, but, I mean... having it exiled sucks. Wish my head did that. Alright, let's get at it. Rise and shine. Archon. Get your friends out of bed. I'm looking for some Pegasi. Having the Neutralize available next turn is pretty fun as well. They didn't drop. If we can kind of push out until we get our Shatter. Ooh. Thanks. They're like, oh no, a second island. No! We have a great defender here. Wow. Really? Get hit for 4. I'm thinking, bruv. I'm so sorry. Weighing the pros and cons. So that was annoying. They have Gemraiser as well, so we're not getting to use the sharks how we want to. That's supposed to say thinking, not your go. I have very low comprehension. Y'all be happy I'm playing as fast as I am. Well, cycling for 2. Not getting really the greatest spoils here. We'll take the Scry. The land's good, but we need a Shatter. Nice, gets the draw here. Eric's Uprising was actually one of my favorite cards from Core Set 2021. And actually, I'm going to write that down. We're going to do a review of Core Set 2021. Core 21 review. Master Attackers, let's see what they've got. It's not good, but let's just mitigate as much damage as we can. Cycle for 2. It's that Gemraiser that's annoying for us. Let's play our Archon now, and then we're going to protect it with our Borrower. So if there's any interaction on their side, we can bounce that card that it's interacting with. So like a Primal Might, for example. The worst part about this is we can bounce it to survive, but you know we just have to like deal. Not good, and now they just get another draw from it. This is still a match somehow. Oh, and then there is a ram through after. Stop it. That was good. That was good. Mono green doing work, baby. Woof. Woof. What if there is no Gemraiser? Let's just take the bet. We're running out of value. There's a Gemraiser, that's why they're good gaming us. No, okay, 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 okay. It's still a big hit. We need a shatter. Shatter off the top. 9%. Come on. Shatter off the top. That's how I always play control decks, it feels like. Just begging for a field wipe off the top. That's not it. Okay, we get a shark. Get a Pegasus. Weird, but snag that. We probably should have taken Garrick's Uprising. I don't know. The Ooze is gross. The Serpent's gross. Questing Beast is, you know, spectacular. Secondary Uprising. Oh yeah. It's a poor man's henge. It's actually, it gives everybody trample, which is really good. We will double block the Serpent. Okay, we'll double block the Ooze, taking 8, gaining 2 life. They're oopsing us. Is it the big brain play? No, we get it. Gained 5 life there. Removing the Ooze too, which is helpful. Land's not helpful. Gaining 5 more life. We made a mistake earlier. They made a mistake now. Let's see if we can capitalize off of it. They've got a nice draw engine in play. Yeah. Double draw. Ooh! Good. Good. They still have mana to blast our Archon. It also has reach, which is gross. That's game. Pogla or whatever will re-enter the battlefield, and then it can fight Archon. And they also get the double draw again. Shatter off the top for fun, even though they've got double draw engines in play. I think we're just dead here, aren't we? As well. They've not attacked yet. Looking now, oh, it's got Summoning Sickness. I see. Getting hit for 4 though, still. I mean, not that this does anything, but the shark is something, but so much trample. So much trample. The -3 will help as well. Oh, if we could have kept that Revitalize. That would have been good. Attacks. Turn. We can minus on the 10-10 and have 2 blockers at least. And it's enough. This is what you want. Oh, a Gargaroth that draws you 2 cards. Nice. So much value. Where is our shatter? We've not seen a single one in, well, a few cards, that's for sure. 19 cards, no shatter. Are you serious? Who does this? Let's just put it on the field normally so they don't get to kill our Shark Typhoon. Welcome to the world. Hey, they could have the Great Henge in play as well. We get to scry. Still no shatters. How many cards have we scryed as well to the bottom? Let's keep that in mind. Teferi's Deadzo. If we can get another draw out of Teferi, I'll save it. Questing Beast is bad. So keep Teferi alive for another draw. Trade with the Beast. Oh, it's got trample. Never mind.
I'll just come back yesterday.
And our Shark Typhoon got blasted as well. Bingo! But it's not good enough. Oh, and it's phased out. It's phased out. It's phased out. It's phased out still. So that's not good. What do you do though? We're dead if we didn't. We're still dead. Too much. Long Dong Johnson. Coming correct. Oh gosh. Yeah, the thing about scrying before our draw is, costs 5. So, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we could actually. We'll get one more chance. And then we'll also pretend that there's no creature cards in their hand. And it's all just land. At least the coffee's good. No, this is a good match too. I shouldn't be like that. Pretty back and forth. Few misplays by both of us. That's how you learn though, right? Big money, big money, big money, big money. Ooh, little money's there. Good game. Land looks good, right? Early game interaction, which we should try to save if we can and use the Petty Theft first instead as our disruption while we build into the Archon. Luris is going to be pretty annoying. Right, we definitely need to ECD it, or else our shatters are going to be less effective because the creatures will have recursion, replayed, gaining card value. Sure. I don't know how much artifact destruction or removal, white and black is going to have. I guess they could be other stuff as well. We're going to have to find out. Ooh. Cycle? It must be cycling. It just has to be. So I need to get out of way of the flare. There is no artifact removal or enchantment removal, so we should be generally good to go with our Glass Caskets, with our Elspeth Conquers Death, Banishing Light. Elspeth Conquers Death is kind of special in the fact that when it does get dealt with, the exiles already happened and they won't get their cards back, but still, something that they typically will deal with, so you can't pull. In this case, our Archon of Sun's Grace back from the grave. We're going to try to gain as much life as we can in this match. So if they do find their flare, it's not going to do enough for them, right? Two islands could be counterspell for all they know. Casket goes to the Fox or to Luris. Elspeth Conquers Death goes to Luris. They don't have much for Elspeth to hit. So Casket can hit, you know, 1s and 2s. ECD can only hit 3s. And there's no... Luris is the only 3 here. Just while everything's tapped out. It would be cool to Revitalize there, pull a land, and then Casket, but it's not really something we're willing to go for yet. Chip damage, that's fine. We need that 4th land so we can get our Archon in play. We definitely need that land. I thought we could pull it organically, but we're gonna have to force the draw, I think. They're just trying to cycle as hard as they can. No planes, though. It seems weird. Really? What? Wow. They give up the Fox lifestyle. They're like, you know what? We just need to find a plains. Wow. They're 13. We need to make a move. This is not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where is the land? I can't believe it. We get flared for 15. Deep press. Deep press. This is bad. Those are flares in hand. Neutralize has to get held up. Tossing a Typhoon. Getting hit for 8. Could be much higher. We do have Petty Theft if it gets like out of control. instant speed that they're gonna hit us for 18. Oh, this is game. As soon as we spend our mana, they're gonna blast us. But we can't just hold up our neutralize and like, it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Ah! Alright. Deck's cool. It lacks like finishers. I mean, the 2 Archons is great and the ECDs bring them back. The Shark Typhoon can make sharks. This is just like a classic control where you need to make sure that you're getting value, 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 and not letting them have any value. That's how these matches are won. You know, you probably want to prioritize all of the creatures for Shatter the Sky using, you know, obviously your Glass Casket has to do creatures, but your Banishing Light and your ECD on non-land, non-creature permanents like enchantments, like artifacts, planeswalkers, things that you can't get any other way. And you know, maybe not even planeswalkers because you can kill planeswalkers with your flyers here. So try to do a really good job prioritizing your spells, and that should help increase your win rate. Obviously, see just how much that can be affected in these control decks, because it's not like, oh, I made 1 counterplay and I've got all this tempo to smash them. It's like, well, I made 1 counterplay and I still have nothing, right? So I have to make sure that all of my counterplays are netting positive value and then not letting them have any value engines to try and come back and regain that value. So it's just like a chokehold, and try to not let them do anything. And you know, you're not allowed to do much either, unless you can pop off, unless you can get Archons out that aren't getting removed, Shark Typhoons that aren't getting removed, and then it's really fun to play. But that doesn't happen every match. You're not always playing mono red, but this deck slays mono red for that exact reason. Yeah, some of them run Castle Ardenvale Shieldbreaker, but it's nothing to concern yourself with. It's not like a Questing Beast that can remove them, and it has reach, right? So no harm, no foul, as far as I'm concerned against mono red. This is great in best of 1 for that exact reason, just because all of the life gain shuts it down so hard. I had great fun. I had a great time and a lot of fun playing this deck. So a big shout out to Andrea Mengucci. Go check his Twitch stream out. He's from Italy, so it's before I get up in the morning, so it's maybe a great place to hang out before you come to this guy's channel, right? I'm sure he'd appreciate that. Tell him Hello Good Game sent you, and give him a big thank you for this Azorius control deck. We really appreciate it. And with all that being said, wow. On to like channel and personal stuff. Yesterday and the day before was tough. Total technological failure, like catastrophic. Nothing was working. The internet wouldn't work, and the game client wouldn't work. We tried everything. We eventually formatted our PC and just restarted, downloading obviously the client, our Adobe, everything again. Sucks, I know, especially on my internet. And it worked, and then didn't work. It worked for like 10 minutes, an hour, and then back to the same problem, waiting for server, can't connect, whatever. Bummer. So we reach out, we talk to a support member, and then, you know, we get it running the day after some mess around. This morning, fire it up, doesn't work. I'm like, oh no, it's like a whole nother day of this, what are we gonna do? But we got it running, so if you ever have that issue, we're gonna release a video on exactly how I was able to fix it. You know, the troubleshooting guide that the support gave me, so everybody can go through that. It's gonna be available easily. I know not everybody's great at sending emails with support tickets, that's kind of confusing, so this is readily available because I couldn't find it anywhere, and you know, I did get some great help that was able to resolve it, which is amazing. Shout out to the Wizard support staff, you guys are dope. Thank you. Like, obviously I rely on this. When it doesn't work, it's just like, oh no. So that's great. The new wireless internet is also great. Speed is not the best here. We're still waiting for adapters for the antenna, but I took it into town and the speed is phenomenal. We're getting 90 down, 20 up as the top end in town, where out here we're getting about 3 up and 5, 9 down. So it's better, it's really consistent. The stream doesn't drop any frames. I love it. We're getting lots of work done. We're being really productive, and we are ready for Zendikar, right? We got an office space rented for the day, so we will have top of the line internet. Push out footage as quickly as possible. Really excited for that. It's not the same spot as before. It's going to be a new spot that's pre-release. So, you know, really excited for that. We're going to have some community stuff where we're voting on what decks I'll play as well. So stay tuned for that, and check out the cards. And if you've got any cards you really want showcased, you know, reach out on that community page and have polls and all that jazz. So thank you for your time and attention. I really appreciate it. Huge shout out to all our financial support, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube members. You're the best, making this all possible for everybody else. Without you, it would not be. So thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go like all of the videos. It really helps you engage on the channel and the algorithms, whatever. Impressions. Thanks, take care, and we'll see you soon.